Ethan had 20,000 followers, but he couldn't recognize the person staring back at him in the mirror. He was the architect of a celebrated digital life, yet he felt homeless in his own. Each post was a masterpiece of calculation. The perfect angle of a coffee cup, a candid laugh that took 30 takes, a caption about living authentically that felt like the biggest lie of all. The likes poured in little hits of validation that faded almost instantly, leaving behind a familiar, hollow ache. He was a curator of a museum where he was the only exhibit, and he was starting to feel like a fraud. His online self was a success. His real self was a stranger. This digital world, which promised connection, had somehow left him more isolated than ever, lost in a sea of profiles and performances. And Ethan's not alone in this feeling, not by a long shot. In a way, his story is our story. We live in an age where our lives are broadcast, our experiences are content, and our identities are projects to be managed. Back in the day, the sociologist Irving Goffman came up with this idea called dramaturgy, comparing social interaction to a play. We're all actors on a stage, managing the impressions we make on others. Well, social media hasn't just given us a new stage. It's handed us a global, 24/7 theater with a relentless audience. Goffman talked about a front stage, where we perform for everyone, and a backstage, where we can be our unedited selves. But for so many of us, that line has all but vanished. The pressure to perform never stops. Social media profiles become these digital personas carefully built to show off our best traits and wins. We document, we filter, we edit, and we post. We become our own PR agents, and the product is a super idealized version of our life. This isn't just about sharing, it's about shaping how people see us. And research shows that this constant act of curating our lives is tied directly to social comparison. We scroll through the highlight reels of others' promotions, the exotic vacations, the perfect relationships, and we can't help but measure our own messy, complicated reality against their polished facade. This constant comparison can stir up feelings of inadequacy, envy, and just plain low self. Studies confirm that the more time adolescents spend on social media, the more online reactions can dictate their self. It creates a validation-seeking loop, where our sense of self becomes dangerously hooked on external metrics like likes and comments. This can lead to what psychologists call identity distress, a feeling of confusion and anxiety about who you really are. When there's a big gap between the person you perform online and the person you are. When the screen is off, a deep internal conflict starts to brew. The search for authenticity becomes a battle against the very platforms we use to express ourselves. While social media can be a space for exploring who you are, it often pushes a validation-seeking behavior that can overshadow the good parts. For Ethan, the performance came to a screeching halt during a weekend trip to his grandfather's house out in the country. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, just dusty books, the smell of old wood, and the quiet hum of a life lived far from the digital spotlight. He felt a twitchy, anxious boredom he hadn't known in years. His grandfather, a man of few words and calloused hands, watched him pace the living room like a caged animal. Finally, he broke the silence. "You look like a man waiting for a train that isn't coming." Ethan spilled everything. The pressure, the emptiness, the feeling of being a character in his own life. He explained his 20,000 followers, the brand deals, the image he'd so carefully built. He was sure his grandfather wouldn't get it. The old man just nodded slowly, then walked over to a rickety workbench in the corner. He picked up a half-finished birdhouse, its pieces of wood rough and uneven. "When I was your age," he began, running a thumb over the raw grain. "We didn't have all this." He gestured vaguely, as if to wave away the entire digital world. "If you wanted to know who you were, You had to do things. You built things. You broke things. You had conversations, face to face, where you could see the other person's eyes. He handed a piece of sandpaper to Ethan. See this wood? It's imperfect. It's got knots and splinters. It's real. I could make it smooth, paint it, make it look flawless, but its strength isn't in the paint. It's in the grain. It's in the hours I spend working it, feeling its texture, understanding its flaws. I'm not just building a house for a bird. I'm learning the wood, and in the process, I'm learning a little something about myself, my patience, my temper, my ability to make something real with my own two hands. He looked right at Ethan, his eyes clear and direct. You're trying to find yourself in the echoes of other people's applause. You're looking at a reflection in 1,000 different mirrors and wondering which one is you. The secret, son, isn't to build a better reflection. It's to put down the mirror and pick up the hammer. Go build something. Go get your hands dirty. Go have a conversation where you aren't thinking about the caption. The self you're looking for isn't out there to be found. It's in here, he said, tapping his chest, waiting to be built. Have you ever felt like you're performing online, chasing a version of yourself that doesn't feel real? Share your experience in the comments below. It's a conversation we all need to be having. What Ethan's grandfather was getting at is a timeless truth. Self-discovery is an inside job, not an outside performance. It's a journey of action, not curation. The modern world, for all its wonders, has shifted our focus from looking inward to performing outward for validation. Our social self has ballooned into huge virtual communities, always looking for recognition in a faster, bigger way. This is why a digital detox can be so powerful. It's a conscious choice to step away from the constant pings and endless streams of information. It's not about rejecting technology forever. It's about creating space for your mind to unwind, rest, and recharge. Research has shown that taking a break from our devices can lead to reduced stress, better focus, and higher quality sleep. One study even found that digital detoxes can boost well-being and mental health, with effects similar to established treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy. When we unplug, we create a space for deep thought and creativity. We're pushed to be fully present, which leads to deeper connections with the people right in front of us. Think about it. How many times have you been physically with someone, but mentally lost in your phone? Disconnecting allows you to rediscover old hobbies, or find new ones to vary things. Ethan's grandfather called the building blocks of self. The goal is to let go of the stress from constant connectivity and focus on real-life interactions without distraction. It's about shifting the balance from a life that's documented to a life that's truly lived. So, how do we actually apply this wisdom in a world that isn't going to log off? It's not about deleting all your accounts and running for the woods. It's about learning to use these tools with purpose, instead of letting them use you. It's about building an identity that feels true, both online and off. Here are 3 practical steps, inspired by the grandfather's wisdom and backed by modern research, to start your own journey of authentic self. First, try documenting, not creating. This idea, made popular by Gary Vaynerchuk, suggests you stop trying to create a perfect, polished masterpiece with every post. Instead, just document your journey, your thoughts, your struggles, your process. Don't worry about keeping up a flawless image. Real friends accept you for who you are, boring days and all. An authentic audience will. 2. When you share what's true for you in the moment, you let go of the pressure to be perfect and start building a connection based on honesty. Second, make offline experiences a priority. This is the pick up the hammer part of the advice. Schedule time for activities that don't involve a screen. Learn an instrument, join a hiking club, volunteer, or just sit in a park and do nothing. These tangible experiences are what build character and a stable sense of self. A great rule of thumb is the 5-2-1 rule. For every 5 moments you live fully, let yourself capture just one. This helps make sure you are truly in the moment, not just a spectator of your own life. Third, curate what you consume with intention. Your social media feed is like a garden. If you fill it with idealized, airbrushed content that makes you feel bad, that's the harvest you'll reap. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison and self-doubt. Instead, follow creators who inspire you, teach you, and talk openly about their own struggles. Social media can be a tool for exploration and community, but it's on you to shape it into something that serves your well-being, not subtracts from it. Remember, it's not just about how much time you spend online, but what you do while you're there that matters for identity development. Conclusion: Ethan didn't delete his account, but he changed it. He started posting pictures of the birdhouses he was learning to build with his grandfather, some crooked, some a little rough around the edges. He wrote about his frustrations and his small victories. He lost some followers, sure, but the ones who stayed started sharing their own projects and their own struggles. The comment section, once a river of empty praise, became a place of real connection. The truth about self-discovery is that the core principles haven't changed. The self isn't a brand to be built or an image to be polished. It's a life to be lived. It's messy, it's imperfect, and it's found not in the glow of a screen, but in the quiet moments of reflection, in the challenge of creation, and in the warmth of real, unfiltered human connection. It's time to stop performing for an audience and start living for yourself. Put down the mirror and pick up the hammer. Your real life is waiting.